I'd like to start this session by explaining what relational evangelism isn't. Remember, we're laying the foundation for actually getting into the heart of all this. And we're dealing with some things that are just good to clear up and maybe get out of the way or get clarified. So I want to explain some of the things that relational evangelism isn't, just to put you at ease about this again. First off, we're doing relational evangelism using It's All About Relationship, the 4 lessons we'll show you. It isn't street evangelism. It isn't street preaching. You don't take these lessons out in the street and start preaching them to people who pass you by on a street corner in front of a football stadium someplace. This is not a sermon series. I mean, you could use it for a sermon series, and I know preachers that almost every year go through these 4 lessons, at least every other year, just to remind their people of how wonderful God's grace is for us and His mercy, what He's done for us. But these are not designed to be sermons for Sunday morning. These are not designed to be lessons for a Sunday school class or a home group. You could share them with the people there and teach those 4 lessons there. Most people will benefit from hearing these, but that's not the real intent. These are not designed to preach at a crusade or at a festival or to hand out like tracts. They're not designed to hand out to people, invite them to church using these. They're not designed to use to share your testimony. Now, if you do some of those things, or participate in it, from street preaching to sermon, you preach in sermons, you teach a class, you do a crusade, or you're inviting people to church, these lessons will be great follow-up to any connection you have with people. So if you have visitors to your church services, great follow-up. They come to your activities, this would be a great follow-up if you can connect with them, go to their home and share these lessons with you. You do street preaching, follow that up with anybody you connect with. Say, hey, let's get together. I'd like to take you through these 4 lessons. But this is a great follow-up, but relational evangelism is not those things in and of themselves. Relational evangelism doesn't depend on the other person having had any previous experience with churches or Christian events or even the Bible. It's All About Relationship is a great way to share people or share Jesus with people who have shown interest in other Christian activities. Maybe they have come to your services, or they came to your event, or they come to your home group, and they're interested in knowing more about God. This is a great way to teach them. It's a great way to teach people coming to you from other churches. Maybe they're church shopping, or they moved to your town, they're looking for a church, and they start attending. It's a great way to go visit them and share these lessons with them over 4 weeks. It's a great way to get to know people, for them to get to know you. So as you sit down with them and take them through these 4 lessons, you're going to get to know them better, and they're going to get to know you better. Now, when we start a conversation with somebody to bring up these 4 lessons, it's all about relationships. And I had that first conversation with somebody about this, and we're going to show you how simple this first conversation is. In that conversation, my goal is not to talk about Jesus right then. It's not to talk about God or to talk about the Bible or my church or my story. I found out in my experience, if I start a conversation with an unbeliever, somebody I've just met, with those issues, they're great conversation stoppers. In most cases, other people think, oh man, I just got cornered here by some religious guy, and I'm stuck, or how can I get out of this? Now, I eventually want to talk about Jesus and God and the Bible. I'm going to do those things if they're willing and they're interested, but I don't start with those things.